Fox News, I'm Sue Guzman. The Democratic presidential team making its debut at a Philadelphia rally after Kamala Harris chose Minnesota Governor Tim Walz as her running mate.
I couldn't be prouder to be on this ticket and to help Vice President Harris become what we all know is very, very good for us to think about. Next president of the United States of America.
Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance at another rally, blasting Harris's pick.
Kamala Harris listened to the Hamas. To Tim Walz, a guy who wants to ship more manufacturing jobs.
Missouri Representative Cori Bush becoming the second progressive squad member to lose in this year's primaries. Speaking in St. Louis, she blamed her loss on pro-Israel activists.
Hashtag, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down.
She was defeated by Wesley Bell in a race reflecting deep divisions in the war in Gaza. America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Live and local. Real talk starts now.
It is officially hump day, right?
It is.
I got it right?
It is. You got it right.
Dang, I'm off to a rolling start this morning. Good morning. I'm Rayford Brown.
I'm Kelly Knapp. And I'm Lee Barrows.
And this is a Wednesday, and it's going to be a busy one, too. And Debbie's going to be joining us for the next day or two.
Okay. Yeah.
Just the remnants of, or whatever you want to call it. We'll talk about it. She's not going to have a whole lot of impact except rain, some more rain. And just when you thought it was okay after the band went by, it's got another rainstorm coming. So just deal with it and slow down. Had nothing to do with Tropical Storm Debbie, but that was what was no doubt on the minds of a whole lot of people on Highway 258 here in Jacksonville yesterday. A sinkhole. What? A sinkhole opened up? I thought that was down in Florida. Nope. Open up caused traffic to be diverted in the area of the Pony Farm Road and 258 intersection. The DOT folks said construction work at that location. Don't know who was doing the construction work, but it caused water intrusion. Okay, I got it. And that's what caused the pavement to settle.
All right.
It collapsed down a little bit. And it had a small sinkhole there. They diverted the traffic. Thank God for that, because that could have been a really mess and a bad wreck scene. A temporary fix was done yesterday. Normal traffic has returned. I'm actually, y'all blame it on Debbie. Y'all blame it on everything else, which it wasn't. I think personally that it was the result of the vibration set up when that alien spacecraft that I saw yesterday morning landed nearby.
Nice. Okay.
It's going to be a good day, isn't it?
It is, Rayford. I can already tell.
Debbie continues to linger along the coastline in the vicinity of just north of the Georgia state line in South Carolina. The tropical storm force winds are mainly occurring in some bands well to the northeast and east of the center. We got one of those bands yesterday that was huge, and it dropped a tremendous amount of water. Winds near the center this morning are about 45 to 50 miles per hour. They have increased just slightly. Debbie should continue running parallel with the coastline for just a little bit longer, perhaps gaining a little strength while it's in the warm Atlantic waters. And then it's going to make landfall again somewhere along the South Carolina coastline, likely north of the center of the state. After making landfall, Debbie will turn towards the north, lose some strength, and zip North Carolina, turning northeastward. It will be well inland and move towards the northern Virginia border, northern part of Virginia, as a depression. Mm-hmm. So you have a candidate if you want to get somebody up there to help out with the depression going to be created by this depression. Because this is going to go all the way up into Canada as a depression.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to have a whole bunch of depressed Canadians, I guess. Back in the Caribbean. All right.
I saw that.
Tropical disturbance number 1 continues a westward trek. It has zipped on through the Caribbean, too, pretty fast. Showers and thunderstorms have been losing some of their pizzazz overnight. As it approaches the western Caribbean or the southern Gulf of Mexico, they say conditions are more conducive for development, but the chances of formation through the next 7 days remains at only 10%. Okay, 7 days, that will definitely put it, if it moves at all, we'll put it up into the Gulf of Mexico. And if it strengthens there after 7 days, that could pose a threat somewhere. So that's what we gotta look at. Right now, there's nothing there. Okay? And there are no additional X's. I didn't bring it up this morning. No
Nope.
additional X's over there on the screen, or we're
We
not
didn't
just a
want to
little while
stress
ago.
Kelly out. We left the X's off.
Mhm.
We erased them with a
Kelly's wearing pink or basic. What color is that?
Pink and
Colors.
black.
Pink and black and white and green and
Go
yellow.
with the gray.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are those passive colors?
I don't know.
Do you ever wear bright red, flaming colors when you're dealing with your patients?
No,
Why?
because it can be inflammatory in somebody with anger issues. You don't wear red. Every therapist knows that.
So I need
I
to
wear red.
get rid of this
guess that's why it makes me
No.
mad.
so I can keep my
You
microphone.
can keep your red microphone.
Okay.
And I wear red outside the office.
Right.
Ah, so you're just trying to get patients.
I have a lot of red.
Mhm.
All right. Jacksonville police say the man who was shot and killed earlier this week has now been identified. He's 22-year-old Zai Juan Jamel Owens. Owens was shot Monday afternoon. Responding emergency personnel transported him to a hospital where he was pronounced dead. The shooting occurred at 134 Lakewood Drive. That's just off Gum Branch Road. Detectives are still investigating. They're asking anyone with any information or background to contact the department at 910-455-4000. You can also call Crime Stoppers at 910-938-5034. Those numbers again, the JPD number, main number, 910-455-4000. Crime Stoppers at 910-938-5034. Crime Stoppers is a great tool, and it helps law enforcement wherever they got a Crime Stoppers unit set up. And we've got a great one here in the Jacksonville area.
Yes, we do.
So give them a call. You do not have to give your name. You will be assigned a number, a code number, and that will be put down as tipster number one on this case, yada, yada, yada. And they will give you that number. You need to write it down, because at such time that you start reading about it or hearing us talk about it, that so-and-so's been arrested, you may want to give Crime Stoppers a call again and say, was that me? And they'll say, yes. Then you go to the bank. They'll tell you about it. You do not have to give any information. You go to the drive-up window, give them your number, and that's all they will ask. And you get cash. All right? Owens, by the way, had a couple of misdemeanors in his 22 years, one for assault, the other for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Both of them are misdemeanors. That contributing could be anything from giving somebody an underage person a beer or whatever.
Right.
Okay. No history of violence or drugs in the criminal system. Okay, well, what do y'all make of this?
Oh, good.
Kamala.
Kamala.
She got the nomination by default.
Basically, yes, you're
no,
right.
No default of anybody's, I guess, except Joe Biden. But the default happened, so she became the nominee. But she's been campaigning as the president. In fact, called herself the president the other day. Introduced herself by accident, maybe, at one event or another. And then she had a whole list. Was it 9 or 10 potential candidates that she was looking at to be her
Yes.
running mate? And one of those was Roy Cooper, our governor, and he saw the handwriting on the wall. He says he
He
bowed
said
out
things,
for
but no
family
thanks.
reasons, so he bowed out. I don't know who really honestly thought that she would pick him.
The media.
The money
The
that he's put
media
into the
thought that
party.
that she would.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. It wasn't going to happen. He bowed out. He knew better.
Yeah,
I
I agree with
I
that.
think he probably wants to be a U.S. senator anyway. He's
That's a
67 years
scary
old.
thought. No,
Yeah,
he
I mean,
needs to
who-
return, enjoy what his life.
Yeah, right, sure. But
He's got money.
So then that left a field of about 8 or so, and some of them didn't drop out. Anybody else bailed out? Did they? They
No,
all
you just
got-
everybody just kind of got quiet.
Yeah, because she kept narrowing the list down. So in other words, she dumped people as she went along.
I really.
And I'm not sure she officially ever said who was in the running. This was a media
This
thing
was a media thing.
because
Yeah.
it was leaked to various media who was in the running, and sources close to the candidate, supposedly in the know, say she's considering yada 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 yada. I think that's what was going on.
I really thought it was going to be Shapiro, but they
Well-
said his vetting process didn't go over well
Well,
with her team.
you know,
Yeah, because he was very differential.
He outshines
And
her.
yeah, he's
Two
very
reasons.
outspoken too.
but also one thing I read yesterday somewhere, and I had said this from the beginning. For some Democrats who are very pro Gaza,
Mhm.
his Jewish
Oh, yeah.
status
Right.
hurt him as well.
But
Right.
he tried to bow out of that a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah.
But that didn't work.
No, I
Too
mean,
late, too little.
you either are or you're not. And the fact that he was Jewish, I think, hurt him with those people.
Well,
That should make people nervous in itself, right there.
I'm concerned that is the Democrat Party leaning pro Hamas?
Yes,
Why?
I don't know. Ask them.
Hamas, isn't that listed as a terrorist organization?
Yeah,
Well, they all aren't, but they have some strong Democrats within the party. She's like Cory Bush.
I thought
She's
Hamas
out.
was listed as a terrorist organization. Yes.
It is. I'm just saying that not all of them, but you have that one group in particular, like the
Squad.
squad. Yes.
Squids.
Well,
Yeah.
speaking of the squad,
Yeah, they lost one, didn't they?
they lost another one. That's the second Democrat that was pro Hamas. Another one bites the dust.
She lost
Good
her
old Cory
primary.
Bush.
Good
Yeah.
riddance.
Oh, that was the greatest thing to wake up to.
Yeah,
this
she
morning.
lost her re-election to a primary challenger,
Yeah.
Wesley Bell, who is a St. Louis prosecutor.
Yeah, he's a DA. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, Kamala Harris was also a prosecutor, so I'll have
Right.
to wait and see what that means.
Right, which Bush was elected in 2020. She
Yeah.
became the first Black woman to represent Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
She was the first nurse and first organizer from the Black Lives Matter movement in Congress.
Things, people are waking up.
People
Yes.
are
Let's just
waking, and I
tell you-
think
I'm
this
telling you
shows
right
it.
now.
Yes.
This may be a really wake up election year that folks haven't looked at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
We heard, was it? I forgot. Was it Peanut Guy, Jimmy Carter, who first called out about the silent majority?
Yes.
Was he the one?
I do. believe-
Anyway,
I
they
think
were talking
so.
about the silent. It came on the silent majorities out there. They're not saying anything.
Right.
Silent majority. They're silent. They're quiet. They're like snipers. They wait their time. This might be a time when polls are not showing anything from the silent majority because, first of all, they don't want to be polled. They don't tell you what they're thinking. They sneak up on you and slap you. So, this may be one of those years. It may not be nearly as close as the media and the pollsters
Mm-hmm.
are claiming it's going to be. And I don't know which side it's going to go. It could be, I just don't see this being as close as they say. It could be a whole lot of Democrats out there who know that they're in trouble, could be just biding their time, and they're going to vote en masse. And we're going to have Kamala Harris as the next president, or she could go down in flames. Who knows?
It's going to be interesting to see. I mean, she's got a lot of ground to catch up for.
Yeah.
Being
And
that she
the longer, if Biden had bailed out, if he had decided back in January he wasn't going to run and then she jumped into the pot, she would have been the nominee. There's no doubt about that, right?
right,
But the longer she is the nominee before the election,
the better.
the worse her
More
chances are.
What?
The longer that she's in office, the longer that she is the nominee, like if it had been January, I think that she would be worse off than she is now, because more and more people would have plenty of time to do what they need to do, and she would be bashed even more than she's being bashed.
Well,
That was part of the plan.
she's been bashed ever since she became vice president.
Yeah, but that was just
Yes.
as a VP.
Right.
But as a candidate,
And just tell me, What has she done as vice
But
president?
she took care of the border problem. She went down there immediately.
What has she done?
What, in March or something, right after she was named the czar? Or
I
she
want
was?
to know, candidates running, what have you done and what are you going to do? What is your platform?
If you have to defend what you've done, which right now the two leading candidates, one's being a Republican, one's being the Democrat, they've got a lot to defend. Who's got to put up more defense, Trump
Sure.
or Kamala? Which one has the most baggage to deal with, Trump
Trump,
or Harris?
he's got all the felonies and all the other accusations and, you know, she sat back and did nothing. Did nothing.
Yeah, but I think a lot of her inaction is going to come back to hurt her as well.
Well, it's not only inaction, it's some of their policies.
That's what I'm saying.
Or the-
Yeah,
As the district attorney.
that's what I mean.
That's-
Yeah, some
that's-
of her stuff and some. So you got a combination of both.
Yeah.
The stuff she did as a district attorney, but wasn't she like a senator or a congressman
Yeah, she
or
was
something
senator.
too? So whatever she did then as well,
Nothing.
and then her, and I honestly think her pick for BP may be her undoing as well.
Well, you know,
I don't know
he's
that she knows how bad he is.
I don't think she's
kind of
either.
like the family guy, you know, the guy that you want to go fishing with and have a beer. And he's very laid back. And I think that's why they ended up picking him. He said, I don't do drama.
But I disagree with
On the
that.
surface.
But if you watched him yesterday on that stage, and I only watched a
did
little bit
not.
of it because I just happened to be walking by and they were showing it on TV. I think you're going to see him start to outshine her. His presence on the stage, it was already happening then.
Oh, I agree with that.
He's got a much better poker face.
But he's got a better personality. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but I could see him taking more of the spotlight than she. And people don't like that when you're supposed to be the head
Well,
person.
That's why she
no.
picked him.
People might not like it, but she wants it. That's what she was looking for.
Exactly.
I agree with that, but
Somebody to tamper
That's what
down.
her team was
Stuff that's-
saying, the reason why they picked him.
the problem is that only takes you so far.
Mhm.
And I think that's been one thing that's been Trump's undoing is he don't like the spotlight to not on him, and he,
course
you know,
not.
what I mean. But I think with her, there's so many negative things that have already come out about this guy in less than 8 hours.
Well, that was to be expected.
But some of these things are important enough. It's going to matter to people.
Here's all that's going to matter is what she said yesterday. Her words. He grew up in a small town in Nebraska, spending summers working on his family's farm.
Yes.
His father died of cancer when he was 19, and his family relied on Social Security survivor benefit checks to make ends meet. At 17, he enlisted in the National Guard, serving for 24 years. He used his GI Bill benefits to go to college, and he became a teacher. She added, he served as both the football coach and the advisor of the Gay Straight Alliance.
Okay,
He's the guy next door.
not
That's what he
really.
presents
That's what he
himself to.
presents. But when you start,
That's what they want
that's
to
what they
present.
want you to present.
But I'm telling you right now, he's presenting himself. They're presenting him to be the guy next door, the guy that you want to sit down and have a beer with.
Yep.
That's where they're coming off with
But
him.
He's 60 years old. He
Uh-huh.
served 5 terms in the House.
Mhm.
He's
A
in
lot
his
of
second
years.
term as governor.
Yeah.
He's highlighted for, and here's the quote, showcasing a slew of progressive policy victories in Minnesota, including protecting abortion rights, legalizing recreational marijuana, and restricting gun access. Okay, there are 3 strikes right there for the people who are south of the border, who want it done.
His military, he rose to a sergeant major, one of the highest enlisted ranks in the military in the National Guard. So, and he's got a proven ability to be able to connect with a lot of conservative voters. See, they're going after these
They're gonna try.
Republicans that don't want Trump.
Running Republicans. It's going to be interesting if Mr. Walls
But you're right, Kelly.
and
I
Mr.
listen-
Vance
But you
have a debate.
They said he doesn't like to debate,
I'm
though. He
sure he
admitted
doesn't.
that. But you're right, Kelly. He does have. I like listening to him.
And the problem is though, but listen to somebody, is only going to get you so far.
Yep.
When the voters start hearing all the stuff this guy's done, and everyone has been, you can't be a citizen of the United States and not be worried about China. Okay,
No.
you cannot be.
Right.
And
China and the southern border are the two things. In
Okay.
China because of fentanyl, and
this
the
guy
southern border because
is
of all
a
of the above.
friend of China,
I know.
spent numerous years and had freely admitted it in China, teaching there.
Mhm.
They funded his trips there. Now, who do you think that he's not allied with? You can't be anybody with even an IQ of 5 and not see a handwriting on this wall. That's a problem.
That's part of the Democratic platform anyway.
But this is starting to lean towards socialism.
Pretty much. Today's severe weather tip brought to you by John Stars Electric, your Generac standby generator dealer. As our tropical cyclone makes its way into the history books, we get to thank our blessings that it could have been a lot worse. At least that's what a lot of folks are thinking today. But Debbie is not done yet. There was significant damage along Florida's Gulf Coast, but not as bad as it could have been for sure. For the east coast of the United States, there's been and continues to be a lot of rain from the tropical storm that is making its way up the east coast, where it will then move inland across North Carolina in short order. For the next few days, the rains that Debbie left behind will cause some travel headaches and dangerous conditions. If you see standing water, there are 3 possibilities. The water can cause you to hydroplane out of control. You can be temporarily blinded, like I was yesterday when the water splashes over your windshield, or you can find that the pavement that used to be where you are going, where you have been before, is underwater. Well, no, it's not underwater. There's no pavement there. Be careful. All 3 are dangerous. Pay attention to the conditions and slow your butt down. Nothing is so important as to risk serious injury or worse. Back to the homestead. Heavy rain can bring creatures from low-lying areas seeking the safety of high ground. Kelly just put her feet up. Some of these creatures are water moccasins and around here, copperheads. The guys will hide in flower pots, gardens, most anywhere they can wait until the water is receded. Be careful as you walk through your yards. Under some of those piles of small limbs and leaves, there may be a critter you don't want to encounter. Tree limbs, even small trees, may have come down over power lines. Those limbs may be dangling and may not have lost any power, meaning the power lines are still energized. Do not try and remove those limbs yourself. Leave them alone. Notify your power company. They have people who know how to handle those things. If you lost power and chose to use a portable generator, once your commercial power is restored, you can shut down that generator. That's fine. Don't pack it away just yet. Let it cool down for a few hours. If you know what you're doing, drain the gasoline out of the tank. Restart the generator and let it use up whatever fuel is in the carburetor and fuel lines. When it runs dry, let it cool again. Check the oil to make sure it's ready in case of another storm. Clean the engine, then store it in a safe place. Those are your tips. Double check your appliances and circuit breakers and make sure everything is operating the way it should. Assuming your freezer is up and running could prove to make for a fine rotten mess in a few days if the circuit breaker had tripped when the power went out. All good that you weathered the storm. Now, what would you do to make sure that your life is easier in the future? How about a loss of electricity? It can be an inconvenience, we know. For sure, if you should be without power for 3 to 4 days, maybe even longer, that's when it's more than an inconvenience. Might be time to call John Stars Electric, talk with the team about getting set up with a standby Generac generator. You can leave a lot of the troubles with the John Stars team. These are the guys who know what they're doing. 910-989-1908. Call them for a quote on getting a system to make your life a lot easier in the future. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with your weather forecast for the rest of the week. Don't go too far from your radio.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Is your phone plan messing with your savings plan? Don't get stuck paying for things you don't want. With Verizon, you only pay for what you need. And for a limited time, when you bring your own phones to a Verizon store, you'll get an amazing price on your plan. Plus, you'll save on things you actually love, like the Netflix and Max with Ads bundle. And it's on our award-winning 5G network. Bring your phones to your Verizon store today for an incredible deal. A better plan to save is Verizon. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Thanks for calling Discover. This is Anjali.
Hi. Hey, it's Jennifer Coolidge. I just got an alert for a strange charge on my card.
No problem. We make sure you're never held responsible for unauthorized purchases on your Discover card. Let's see. Did you purchase something from a Deer Cannon store yesterday?
Absolutely not. No, I already have like 3.
$0 fraud liability guarantee. It pays to Discover. Learn more at discover.com/credit card. Limitations apply.
A plan every adult family member should consider is the pre-arranged funeral. It's the worry-saving thing to do for your family. Making pre-arrangements helps to alleviate the additional stress on family members that can come with arranging a loved one's funeral. Jones Funeral Home's prepaid funeral plan helps remove confusion. They make a practical evaluation of costs possible, and it's the best way to take an unpleasant task off the shoulders of the family. Call Jones Funeral Home at 455-1281.
With locations in Jacksonville, Richland, Swansboro, and Holly Ridge.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Drs. Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville. Today at 877 or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry.
This just in, I think there's been a prison break, and reports are saying it's the Scorcher. Yes, the Scorcher has escaped and is running rampant across Comfortville. Apparently, he's targeting innocent air conditioning units. Yes, and wait a second. It seems that reports are flooding in of unfortunate citizens feeling uncomfortable, hot, and in extreme cases, to say this on the air, people are even sweating. Wait a minute, we're now getting word there seems to be some sort of disturbance. Oh, Bryant Man is on the scene, and he has apprehended the Scorcher. All right. Tune in again for another tale of Bryant Man, always doing whatever it takes.
Call Down East Heating and Air Conditioning at 346-4311 and let them keep you comfortable this summer. Down East Heating and Air, serving our community for over 25 years. Down East can also help you with your home guttering needs. Call Down East today, 346-4311.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
The Marine Forecast brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. By the way, you've got somebody that wants to reach out to you. Kelly, Lee's got the number. She will give it to you.
I meant to do it yesterday. I'm going to do it today.
Okay. Anyway, looking back, as we get older, a common sentiment I've heard many times goes something like this. If I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken much better care of myself. I'm sure you guys have heard that one at some point in time.
We all say that. Yep.
Well, I do, but
I do.
Whatever. Most often, that seems to apply to our physical well-being. Generally, we sometimes we harm ourselves a lot, not intentionally, but by the ridiculous, reckless things that we attempt. It can also apply to our mental state. Whether you think mistakes you've made will haunt you for the rest of your life, maybe you just use that as an excuse not to take care of yourself for the future still ahead of you. You do have a future, even after all the mistakes that you made, whether physical or mental, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, 100%.
People don't quite understand that. I think they just sooner or later just give up.
Some people do, yeah, but they shouldn't.
No.
Yeah.
Is there anyone who can truthfully say that they don't have any regrets about how they've handled less than desirable circumstances?
No.
Everybody has regrets,
Correct.
right? So if you can say, I don't have any regrets how I did things, well, you're fooling yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Just fess up. Admit it to yourself. Yeah, would you do it differently today? Yeah, you would today. It really is a learning experience.
Correct.
It really doesn't matter. Those days, those circumstances are behind you. What you do today into the future is what counts. Yesteryear, you lived through it. Mm-hmm. You're over it. Now get over it. I know you've dealt with it seemingly forever. Some of us have. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean anything. If you want a better life and you're ready to seek some help, this will be the first day of the rest of your wonderful life.
Yes.
I should write stuff for Hallmark.
You should. You should be a card writer.
Let bygones be bygones. Give the great guys at Community Prevention Services an opportunity to help you move forward. With your help, they can work up a treatment plan that you can use to jumpstart your future. Wait no longer. If you realize there is an issue and you don't think you can resolve it, not by disguising it, then call Community Prevention Services at 910-353-0972. You'll be glad you did, as will your family, your colleagues, and your friends. Offshore today, tropical storm conditions are possible. Winds out of the southeast at 20 to 25 knots with gusts at 30, seas 8 to 10 feet, except 8 to 9 feet near shore. Sounds and rivers rough. Thursday, tomorrow, tropical storm conditions are still possible. Southeasterly winds 25 to 30 with gusts up to 40, seas 10 to 12 feet. Did I say 10 to 12 feet? Wow, tomorrow. Sounds and rivers very rough. Friday, winds out of the south 25 to 30, gusts up to 40, seas 8 to 10 feet. Sounds and rivers again very rough.
Today, showers and thunderstorms, high of 83, winds 11 to 15 miles an hour with 24-mile-an-hour gusts. Rainfall estimates during the day today up to 1 inch or so. Tonight, showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce very heavy rainfall, low of 76. Winds tonight 14 to 16 miles an hour with 24-mile-an-hour gusts. Rain tonight would be between 2 and 3 inches. Tomorrow, showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce very heavy rainfall, high of 82. I love this breezy. I love this word when I use this.
Yeah,
with a wind 17 to 20 miles an hour with 26-mile-an-hour gusts. An additional 2 inches possible tomorrow. Tomorrow night, showers and thunderstorms. Man, broken record. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, low of 76. Winds 17 miles an hour with gusts as high as 23 miles an hour. And another 2 inches possible tomorrow night. And then it just keeps going.
Okay. Now, I've warned you about hydroplaning on the highway, all the water and all that sort of good stuff. And a lot of it, I heard last night, there was a flood warning out on I-40 too.
Yeah.
So got to be really careful out there. Lots of water is possible, and you can have all sorts of problems. The other thing I'll warn you about, stay off the ocean. In case somebody needed to tell you, I just told you, don't do it.
Yeah. Surfers are having a blast.
Yeah, I don't know why. But anyway, good morning, Dr. Rosemary Stein. How are you?
I'm doing well. I hope you all are.
Oh, we're hanging in here. Well, we're still waiting. I forgot to send you a note and let you know we'd be calling you this morning, but we're still awaiting the return of some repaired devices to get us back under normal conditions. So right now, we're doing it this way from the restricted team. That's what we could call ourselves, restricted.
It sounds like it's working just as well. So
actually,
kudos to you guys.
The quality is a little bit better, but the techniques to get there is a little bit more involved, but that it works out fine. How are things going up your neck of the woods? You should be getting some bands here later today.
Yeah, so it looks like we're most of our events is going to be, I guess, Thursday and Friday. So we get some rain, but not too much today, and then it settles in over Thursday and Friday. The eye of the storm is going right over Burlington and Greensboro.
Yeah,
so
I was watching that. Yeah. Not often you guys get a tropical system up there.
No, not that often, but I think the worst of it is still going to be on the coast because of all the surge and it picking up a lot of winds and a lot of humidity over the ocean. So you guys still, watch out and, watch over those little cities outside so they don't slip into dangerous places.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll take care of the kitties. Just lock them down in the rooms or something for a few days, I guess is the best thing. They don't let you do that anymore, do they?
I think it works that way, but okay.
Duct tape is a marvelous device. I'm just kidding. I know the sheriff is probably listening. I don't know how bad it's been there, but here, there's been no getting outside. No way to send the kiddies outside to, get through the day or anything else, to get a little air, to get some freedom. You've got very short-lived periods of time, and then all of a sudden it's pouring rain. The wind might howl for a little bit with the bands. But, what else can we do with these kids it's been like a month, it seems like, but it's only been a week or so.
Yeah, with the hot weather where it's stirring most of the day and even through most of the evening, it's unsafe because it's so hot and humid outside. I have to spend large amounts of time. You got to plan, and that's the whole thing of it. Because otherwise, the kids will revert back to their phones and their tablets and just sit in front of the TV and watch TV. There's not a harm in that if you're just doing it for a very short amount of time, and I'm talking about 20 to 30 minutes at a time. But you got to plan ahead. You got to make a little schedule for them. They got 3 weeks before starting school at the most, and you got to get those little brains in gear. Play creative games and stop for a little while, and make sure that you engage them in some chores at home and some housekeeping. Who can get them done the best, and a little prize when they're the ones who do their job with the most enthusiasm. If you can take them out for ice cream, get in the car and tell your favorite, when you were a kid, ice cream story on the way there. Make sure you put out those board games and make a little contest out of, okay, let's see which board game we're going to play. What's your favorite? And if you do these things, or if you choose these things, we're going to pick out the board game that we're going to do this evening, or before dinner, or even after dinner. But you got to keep the kids engaged, and they can remember the time that they were stuck at home with very pleasant memories. But you got to work at it. It's not going to just come to you.
Well, as soon as you got to ice cream, I kind of stopped, because that's kind of what I zeroed in on. I like ice cream, and I really like ice cream. And this was something that we used to do, starting with my parents and my grandparents, on hot afternoons during the summertime. We got out that ice cream maker. And no, even though they had electricity, they did not have an ice cream maker that you plug into the wall. It's one of those you turn in shifts, because it's a 20 to 30 minute process of turning it till you can't turn it anymore. You ever done that?
I did as a kid. Some of the best ice cream came out of those things.
Oh, yeah. It's some good stuff. Homemade peach ice cream, so sweet. It makes you really nice forever. I know that it sends your blood sugar skyrocketing, but you can't eat so much of it. I tried, but that's that kind of stuff. And it was family oriented. Everybody gathered around, and everybody in those days, it was sort of a bit like Mark Twain and Huckleberry Finn. They wanted you. Hey, you got to let me have a turn. No, it's my turn. I'm going to do it. And you do it for a while, and then they keep begging you to do it. Say, okay, you finally relent, and then let little Johnny go up there and start turning that thing. And Johnny says, this is not quite what I thought it was going to be. So he's looking for a replacement. But you can't stop turning it. But those were
memories for kids.
Those were great days.
We got their memories. Right now, our kids, many times, they don't have any stories to go back to themselves, because they're stuck. Yeah, let's help get those little noses out of those phones and the tablets, and give them some real memories, like the one that you just said, Mr. Rayford.
Yeah, and folks, if you can't, you don't have to take it outside in the inclement weather like we've got right now. You can actually put that ice cream freezer in the sink, and do it all in the sink. No fuss, no muss. Clean it up as you go along.
Yep, and there are plenty of places you can still buy that ice cream cranker. So. Yep. I think that's a really nice idea in the next couple of weeks. Just do that maybe once a week. It's a great treat. The anticipation that the kids have. Yeah. Oh, it's so exciting. We're going to make it. And, maybe they're going to be a little disappointed in the ice cream, because the quality it's really different. It's more like, it turns out being more like iced milk. It's kind of crunchy on some sides, but the anticipation, and they could see the ice cream being done themselves is really cool for kids. So, something along that, some crafts. Think of something that the kids can do for themselves. Yeah, well, they can carry a memory with them, or something with them as they go to school.
And here's what I used to have to do. I remember it, and sometimes it was fun. Sometimes it was like, oh, what did I really do? Well, I never did have one of those problems. We always had something to do during the summer. A lot of it was work related, whatever, vacation related, whatever, things we did. And none of it involved a tablet or the TV. Because those things only had 3 channels, and they sucked. But
That's right.
What my teachers quite often would say, hey, let's write a paper, not the first day because you're too crazy on the first couple of days of school, but a week or so in. I want you to turn in a paper here at the end of the day. This is even in elementary school. What I did during the summer months. Why don't the parents give those assignments today or tomorrow?
I remember doing it.
Just think about doing something similar at the end of the summer.
Yep.
And asking the kids, if you have a couple of them, or maybe 3 or 4, hopefully, or you gather around some of the kids from the neighborhood. Okay, we're going to have a writing contest. And so you guys are going to tell me what we did this summer, why you enjoy it, and which one of those activities you would like to have next year. And you make it like a little prize. So
that'd be great.
The kid that writes the best story, that's the one who gets number 1 pick.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do next summer. I mean, just the kids will find it fun to write, a little bit fun, but also to see the outcome of their writing. Sort of like Christmas Story, and the kid wanted to talk about his little Red Ryder gun.
Yep, I got it. So there's your assignment, parents. Grandparents.
Yes, go to it and get those kids to participate and engage with you, because there's nothing more important than engaging with your kids and have their own personality.
All right. With you again next week. You're back into this country out of Canada, because that storm, by the way, is going up into Canada later this week. So
it is. It's going to where I was, which was a town called Sherbrooke, and it's like making a beeline. So it's going to hit Greensboro, Burlington area. Then it's going to go up to Canada, just where I was.
Well, my sister-in-law's got to drive back up to Greensboro, I think tomorrow. So I'm worried about her I-40 stuff out there.
She needs to wait till about Saturday.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah, tell them to be careful.
All right, Dr. Rose, we will see you next week. We will call you unless I let you know in advance. How's that?
All right. Well,
thanks, Dr. Rose.
You guys have a great week. Stay safe.
Let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
If you have a project that requires ready-mix concrete, whether a driveway, patio, livestock housing, outdoor kitchen, or something special for the summer, Mixed Masters Concrete of Beulahville can handle the job, large or small. Mixed Masters Concrete offers residential, commercial, and agricultural contract work with professional service and fast delivery. Owner Scott Thigpen provides free estimates, and Mixed Masters Concrete will deliver on Saturdays. In addition to expert concrete service, KPT Masonry does complete concrete finishing. So, for ready-mix concrete and professional concrete finishing, phone 910-298-6153. Mixed Masters Concrete and KPT Masonry of Beulahville. Proud to be a part of the continuing growth of Eastern North Carolina. And thanks all our military families and all that serve.
Home Connections of Beulahville is connecting people with the American dream of home ownership. In addition to single wides, double wides, and modular homes, Home Connections offers custom building and land home packages throughout Eastern North Carolina. Single wide, double wide, modular home, or custom built dream home, Connections will make it happen. Home Connections sincerely wants you to have the American dream, your own home. Home Connections features homes by Clayton with a variety of floor plans and amenities to choose from, and many finance options available. Home Connections can make owning your own home affordable and simple. 50% of new home buyers at Home Connections are through referrals, and references are gladly provided. For your convenience, Home Connections in Beulahville is now open from 9 to 6 Monday through Friday and 9 to 2 on Saturday. Beautiful homes, friendly staff, and financing. All you need to do now is call Bobby or Reggie, 910-298-3387. That's 910-298-3387, or visit ourhomeconnections.com.
Home Connections, Highway 24 Beulahville, on your way to and from the beach.
When it comes to paint and paint supplies, whether a contractor or homeowner, since 1957, people have depended on Jacksonville's premier paint store, CNS Paint, for all their paint, painting supplies, and accessories, as well as providing expert knowledge in helping with a particular paint project. CNS Paint, with locations in Jacksonville at 6 North Avenue, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, and 105 Wayne Drive, Morgan City. CNS Paint is close and convenient to cover the Crystal Coast with quality PPG paint for any project, residential or commercial. Color is often the first impression of a home or community. PPG's team of designers, experienced in both new home construction and residential repaint, have compiled over 2,000 color schemes to provide you with a selection that appeals to homeowners. A beautiful and lasting paint job starts with quality PPG paint. For more information, phone 910-455-0210 or visit CNS Paint, 6 Stars Avenue, Jacksonville, 504 Cedar Point Boulevard, Cedar Point, or 105 Wayne Drive in Morgan City, or online, cspaintcenter.com. CNS Paint, Jacksonville's premier paint store since 1957.
It's live and local. Real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back live and local, and joining us again this month.
Yeah.
We're getting to be almost weekly again, but that'll be coming up shortly. Peter B.J. Wright. Is that was that what I read?
That's right. Peter J.B. Wright.
J.B. Wright. Okay. Peter J.B. Wright. Peter B. Wright. So,
good morning.
There you go. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thanks. What about you?
He's good.
You're now a published author here, it looks like.
It's a good newsletter.
You got your good news. You got a good newsletter you hand out.
Yeah, I've been doing it for, I don't know, about a year now.
No, I haven't seen it before, so
yeah.
That's me.
Yeah.
I do have a question about this newsletter, though, and my mom gets this, and we read it. What is Lion Day?
Lion Day. That's when you don't tell the
calendar.
truth.
Lion.
Oh.
That's a very good question.
Yeah, I just want to know what that was.
We'll have to look it up.
Okay. I wonder what Lion Day
Lion
is.
Day.
Yeah, it's on the calendar.
Quit lying to us.
August 10th is Lion, Lion Day. What is that? Do you just be happy about lions? I'm just curious. Want to know.
Just when you adopt a lion for a pet.
I guess you do.
We can Google it.
Then there's Sister's Day.
Yeah, I'm going to Google it because I just want to know. I didn't know Peter knew right away what it was.
Lighthouse Day. I like that day.
I know what that would be.
U.S. Senior Open. Well, that's when I finally get out of bed every.
World Lion Day.
We got the
Oh, it is Global Awareness to Protect and Preserve Lions. Okay,
now
that's
we
what I
know.
thought. Okay,
Now we
I just
know.
wanted to know. Needed to know it.
You're quite right. That's what it says here too.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, so Peter, what's up with Medicare news?
Well, we actually went over some of this last month,
Mhm.
and since then, I said that there are big changes coming, and since then, we've had a sort of what we call a first look at some of the plans, and I'm not allowed to talk about that first look at some of the plans,
Right.
but I think I could say that nothing has changed the expectations of what we were seeing last month.
Okay,
about
on track.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's good.
I thought I could, just go over those changes. We didn't go through everything that I had planned to because we ran out of time.
Mm-hmm.
But we could just go over those because there's going to be changes that affects everybody.
Sure. Okay, let's take a quick break here. We'll get back on track. We will have you with what they call a split shift today, because at 8 o'clock we'll take another break, and then we're going to talk with our senator, one of them, Senator Tillis, today. He's He's available today. He's not available every day, so I had to pick and choose what I could, and so we've got that. But we've got him for about 10, 15 minutes this morning. So anyway, we'll still have plenty of time to deal with you. You're live and local, Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME, and we'll be right back.
Freedom 97.1.
Another week, another deal on groceries at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. How y'all doing? Well, let's get into it. Sizzling deal coming in hot. Fresh ground chuck, 10 pounds or more for $3.79 a pound. Get the family together for some bone-in half pork loins for $1.79. You heard right, just $1.79 a pound. Snack time calls for some fresh seedless grapes, red, white, or black for $1.99 a pound. And slice up some delicious or bussin' as the youngsters say. Eastern peaches or plums, only $1.49 a pound. I don't know about y'all, but I'm going to be shopping at the Richlands Piggly Wiggly. Can't miss out on these deals. See y'all soon and stay safe in this rainy weather.
Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning, your trusted local Carrier indoor weather team. Serving all of your heating and air conditioning needs since 1967, now offers commercial financing and residential financing as low as 0%. With hurricane season here, be prepared with a Generac generator for your home or business. Humphrey Heating and Air has Generac generators in stock, ready to install today. Humphrey Heating and Air also does residential and commercial plumbing, air duct cleaning for better breathing, and services all brands of HVAC. Turn to the Carrier experts, Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning. With locations in Jacksonville and Hempstead, visit online humphreyheating.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Humphrey Heating and Air Conditioning since 1967. Relax, we're on the way. Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
For over 40 years, people have trusted Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, not only for tires and tire service, but also auto and truck repair as well. Being locally owned and operated as your hometown Bridgestone Firestone dealer, at Liberty Tire, dependability and personal service is your number one priority. Being a state-of-the-art facility and using the latest technology, Liberty Tire guarantees all their work. It's simple. If you bought tires without pricing us first, you pay too much. Liberty Tire, 1137 Gum Branch Road, Jacksonville, for all your tire needs. Phone 910-346-6655.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Freedom 97.1 WSME.
It's live and local Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Oh, the things we talk about during the commercial break. Amazing. And we solve all of the ills and the problems of the country that we have around here, too.
Yes, we do.
Like mold and mildew and people problems. And we figure out who's going to be the next president and who's not. You know who's not?
Me
too. Peter Rice in the studio with us, and we're talking Medicare, Medicaid, and some changes that are coming up. We also, in about 5 minutes or so, 6 minutes right after the news break, we're going to be taking a quick break with Peter, and we're going to be chatting with one of our two senators here in North Carolina, U.S. Senator Thom Tillis. He's going to join us by Skype. I wouldn't say by phone, but it'll be his phone, our Skype. So we'll be chatting with him. There's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. You know, we got everything from the assassination attempt to another planned attempt that the feds nailed the guy already for that one.
Yes.
Yes.
And that involved Iranians. Yes.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
They got him, and he's in custody. So there are all sorts of things that are out there we're going to be talking about. The election, of course. And it's like, whoa. I'm sure he's glad he's not involved in that election process this year. But he was sitting in the Senate committee, so about investigating the attempted assassination of Donald Trump last month. So we'll ask him about that as well. And a bunch of other stuff, no doubt about it. All right, Peter, change is coming. You told us they were going to be coming. You can't really talk about it yet.
I can't talk specifically about plans.
Good.
But I can talk about what we spoke about last month, which was what we expected to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I could say that looks, pretty much on what our expectations were, what, are coming true.
Basically, what they're hinting at or telling us is that we're going to pay more.
Yeah, basically, Medicare Advantage funds, Medicare Advantage plans have had the funding reduced for the second year running from the government.
Mm-hmm.
And so last year, the carriers tightened up their belts. This year, they're basically having to pass those consumers. And so what we expect to happen is less benefits, probably 25% less benefits.
So for the old people out there on the fixed income with Medicare, and they don't make any more money, they're going to have to eat less or take fewer medicines.
Well,
does that boil it down to basics?
It means that there's going to be you're going to have less benefits than you had before. You're going to pay probably higher co-pays, and you may have a premium, and your maximum out of pockets may be higher. So, what the plans are doing in place because of that is to create, or we expect them to create, more choice of plans so that you can choose what type of benefits you want compared to the ones that you don't want. So if you can find a plan that suits you, it may not affect you that much. If you can't find one that suits you, then it is going to affect you. But there will be a lot more, there should be a lot more variety in the plans than there has been in previous years.
So more competition, perhaps?
Yep, more competition. Certainly a lot more people will need to look at their plans this year than they have in the past, because they really need to make sure they're in the right
plan. Do I need to make the appointment now or wait with you?
Well, I can only talk to you about the plans starting the 1st of October, and I can help sign people up from the 15th of October, but I can go, so I'm taking appointments from the 1st of October. I've already got a couple set, so but you will see me anyway.
We will need a group session in here at 9 o'clock one morning.
Yes, we could do that.
So it's seriously we probably need to do things like that. Now, not to talk politics, but politics sucks into everything we get involved in. Depending upon the outcome of the election, is there a possibility that all of that could go back and revert back?
No, not for this year, because this is set in stone. You start planning this from the moment that this AEP, the annual enrollment period, is finished. The next one, you're already putting in plans in progress to start what you're going to do for the year after. So to change it now would be impossible.
Gotcha. All right, so maybe Congress, the Senate, the combined will get together and come up with something during the next sessions coming up next year, and maybe the following year, and we'll all go back to something else.
Yeah, we just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
And we had some rules that were that we thought had been passed, but there's been a stay put on those. I told you about the marketing rules, I think, a couple of months ago. And there's a stay being put on some of those. So there will still be money provided for marketing reasons and so on.
All right, let's take a break. You're live in local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM WSME. Take a Fox News break, and right after that, we'll be talking with our U.S. Senator Thom Tillis. Don't go away.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Vice President Harris campaigns with a running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, in Wisconsin and Michigan today. He says at a rally in Philadelphia, former President Trump knows nothing about service.
He doesn't have time for it because he's too busy serving himself.
Trump running mate J.D. Vance tells Fox the choice shows Harris has bent the knee to the far left.
He's a really far left candidate. He's a really far left governor. But the fact that Kamala Harris selected him, I think, shows really, really poor judgment, and that she doesn't have what it takes to be president of the United States.
He campaigns in the same cities as them today. Missouri House Democrat Cori Bush is the second member of the Progressive Squad to lose a primary this year. St. Louis County Prosecutor Wesley Bell was supported by the American Israel Public Affairs Committee, considering Bush to be anti-Israel. She says all they did was radicalize her.
Hey, Pat, I'm coming to tear your kingdom down.
America's listening to Fox News.
Freedom 97.1
WSME.
It's live and local. Real talk.
All right, Lee, you're going to have to take care of the business for a couple of minutes. We've got to get try to get the senator on the line.
Well, I just want to ask Peter a question real quick. You're talking about cost for even the Advantage plans going up next year. Everything's going up as far as Medicare.
For some people, like for myself, things are going to go down quite dramatically. If you're taking expensive drugs, where you are getting into the donut hole, then your costs are going to be could be significantly down. Last year, I was paying, if I'd got them through Medicare, I would have been paying $16,600 for my drugs. This year, it would be $8,000 it was capped at because of the Inflation Reduction Act. Next year, that will be capped at $2,000. So I'm really happy because now I don't have to try to find ways to get my drugs at no cost. And that was pretty crazy trying to get my drugs for no cost. A lot of people with expensive drugs, and I think that's about 15 to 20% of people will be able to get them at a lower price than they have in the past. However, the other 80% of people may find their prices to be similar or higher because their costs weren't that high, and somehow or other the insurance companies are going to be able to make money to cover drug costs, and so unfortunately the people that are on lower price drugs are going to be paying more during this year. That's what we expect.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about the smooth payment plan. Rayford, are you ready with our guest? Oh, okay. The smooth payment plan, where you pay a set amount each month instead of like $300 1 month.
Tom, tell us.
There you go. We'll wait.
Good morning, Senator. It's Rayford. How are you?
Rayford, do you know that you're calling from a private number?
I'm calling from a restricted number, and this is not. I told you folks up there to be careful. We'll let you know that we're not the CIA, the FBI, or any of those other funny letters.
Well, actually, I've got for anybody that may want to call me, they need to know I've got an app that actually unmasks even private numbers. Wow. So you may want to keep the crank calls away from this number.
Well, that's fine. This number doesn't even have a number, believe it or not, for where we're calling from. I'm calling you from a Skype account because our telephone lines are dead.
I know. It's registered in the UK, though.
What?
Yeah, it is.
I'm surprised he even answered.
Anyway,
yeah, I'll pass it on.
I thought anybody that called me 4 times had to be that pain in the butt Rayford.
Yeah, that's me. You got it. You found the right guy. Anyway, appreciate you taking the call here this morning. Yeah, we got hit by lightning about a week or so ago. We got our telephone repair. Our telephone equipment is in the shop being repaired. You know how much damage lightning can do?
I know that. Actually, I had my daughter's garage was struck by lightning 2 months ago, an apartment garage above it, and it burned to the ground.
Oh, wow.
I know it firsthand.
Oh, well, we didn't have that bad. That's good. But anyway, yeah, it's some nasty stuff that floats around out there. Anyway, Senator, you guys been busy. I mean, I saw your picture on TV last week, I guess it was, in the Senate hearing with that little event that happened back on the 13th of July.
Yeah, we had the acting director, Rowe, and FBI in charge, agent in charge of the investigation before the Judiciary Committee. Mm-hmm. And a lot of unanswered questions, obviously a failure. At the end of the day, the Secret Service is responsible for executing, and I think that the acting director is right to claim responsibility for it. But there were a lot of breaks in the chain at, I think, Secret Service, state, local law enforcement. We can never let that happen again.
That's right. Communications is the biggest failure. And when you fail in communications, you're going to fail all the way down the line. It's kind of like our telephone boxes here. We have to do a workaround right now, but they didn't have a workaround.
Well, that's right. And a lot of, I dealt with this a lot when I was in the state legislature, Rayford. I think that law enforcement, if you got law enforcement and first responders listening to this, we've got still a lot of work to do for just basic interoperability between our law enforcement, first responders, disaster preparedness. We've got some folks up in Washington have a very simple idea. Well, why don't you just throw 100 walkie-talkies in a box and distribute them? It's a lot more complicated than that, which is why I try to focus on the facts versus the flourish so that we can get to things that will prevent something like what happened in Pennsylvania from ever happening again.
Well, I've got a good friend who's retired Secret Service, and he and I have talked quite a bit prior to this, in fact, but even at his retirement ceremony a few years ago, we've had a lot of conversations about the protection detail, and it's a tough deal. It's a tough process. They got to be right 100% of the time. Bad guys only got to be right once.
That's exactly right. And I mean, if you watched it unfold on stage, there was zero hesitation for these Secret Service agents to go to the stage and cover the president. They were literally before our very eyes putting their lives ahead of the president's. That's what you do in law enforcement. That's what you do in the Secret Service, and that's why we owe them a debt of gratitude for any law enforcement that put on a uniform and do that every day.
Yeah, well, I totally agree. We did that one. We got an election coming up. Can we go back to maybe like last year and start over?
Oh, my gosh. I tell you what, and this vice president pick of Harris just proves to me that she cannot resist her ultra progressive instincts. Instead of trying to balance her ticket, she doubled down on the liberal progressive from California, picked a liberal progressive from Minnesota who has turned his back on law enforcement, has turned his back on his parents' wishes, and they think that that's the kind of ticket that's going to get them to win in November. I think they're going to be sorely mistaken.
Yeah, I was just reading a couple of things a little while ago about him and about Harris and what she says about him and some of the other material that's come out about him. He likes, she said, protecting abortion rights, legalizing recreational marijuana, and restricting gun access. Now, is that a three-striker or what?
Well, that's what I mean. It's like Harris, you would think that she would try and mask her very liberal background. And let me tell you, I know Harris. I'm not talking about somebody I've seen on TV. I served with her for 4 years in the U.S. Senate. Within a couple of months of her coming in, I invited her to my office like I do everyone, Democrat or Republican, when they come in the Senate. We investigate their background, their interest, and we have a meeting. And in this particular case, I remember vividly saying, Senator Harris, we're not going to have a lot in common politically, but it looks like as a prosecutor, you and I are both on judiciary. Maybe there's something that we can do in that space. Getting smart, but getting tough on crime. That meeting is, I believe, the only meeting that I've had with an incoming senator that didn't bear any fruit. She was simply not interested in legislating. From the time she entered the Senate, she was running for president, and I can't think of a thing that she could associate herself with as having been on the tip of the spear getting legislation done. She was running for 4 years before she ran for president and then got vice president. She is a liberal progressive that does not understand the main thing that people are going to vote on in November is the economy, where Harris Biden have failed, is the border, where Harris Biden have failed, is national security, where Harris Biden have failed. And she's going to do everything she can to turn her attention away from it, and I refuse to shift away from those three catastrophic failures of the last 4 years.
My goodness gracious, how is she going to normally, I've always said, the vice president is not going to help you, not going to hurt you too much. I'm not sure that's going to be the case this time around as far as getting elected.
See, I think it's only, I couldn't care less because he is a vice president. But what I care about is the judgment demonstrated by Harris for choosing him. It says that she's going to double down on not listening to parents. She's going to double down on the failed policies of the Biden-Harris administration. And that is not what this country needs. I don't know if y'all noticed, but we've got a little spicy situation going with the stock market. We've got people paying about $1,000 more a month to make ends meet since Biden came into office. We've got a job market that's softening. And their answer for this is to spend more money and put the country in more debt and give parents little less control over their children in even elementary schools. That is just so far out of field or out of whack from what most North Carolinians want. Does she honestly believe she carries the state with that kind of agenda if the truth is understood by the time people vote?
You know, I talked yesterday about Border Patrol, because that's one of our favorite topics, the southern border. They are now saying they're not going to continue funding. I'm like, continue funding? Where did the hell did this come from? Continue funding all of the illegals that are in custody to the tune of about $10.2 million a year, and giving them access to phones, video phones, to talk to people back home, to talk to lawyers, to do this. $10.2 million a year for 4 years because of COVID.
Look, what? You look at, I've just said that we've got American families having to pay $1,000 more a month to make ends meet. And her priority is actually spending money on people that disrespected our border, disrespected our laws, and came to this country. That are all over. They are creating. They're also. I had a meeting in Wilmington yesterday about the fentanyl crisis. While we're babysitting people that should have respected our laws and came to this country legally, we're shifting our attention away from a border that's allowing thousands and thousands of doses of fentanyl coming today every year, and going into the bodies of people and killing over 70,000 fentanyl overdoses alone, 70,000 a year. And that's not a crisis. That's not something that you want to focus on sealing the border, spending the money on sealing the border. Look, I've said that we should have other pathways for path to citizenship. I'm not want to build a wall and send them all home. But they have to respect their laws. They have to do it in a way that keeps this country safe. And they have to do it in a way to where we're not forced to spend resources on people who came here illegally at the expense of helping people who are struggling to make ends meet. And that is the choice that Harris has made. And that is a policy that Walz supports.
I'm just a little bit disgusted, a little bit concerned that we don't have more time this year to I don't want to say militarize, but to get people out so that they understand what's going on in time for November. I think we're being shortchanged here. We've got so many other issues. We got China beating down our door. We got Iran planning with it. They arrested one. The FBI caught a guy from Pakistan. They got him for plotting to kill Trump and other high-ranking government officials. Senator, that includes you, by the way. You got a target on you.
Hey.
How does that make you feel?
Yeah. Well, I tell you, Ray, for one thing, I want to make sure everybody who's listening knows voting starts in North Carolina less than a month from now.
Correct.
I filled out my absentee ballot 2 weeks ago. I expect to receive it on September the 7th or 8th, and I'm going to cast my vote. To everyone, please take a look at the stakes of this election. Do your part to vote early so that we can work on finding those who don't, to get as many people to the poll as possible, to get a good, strong delegation coming from North Carolina, and to win back and gain back all the ground we've lost under the Biden-Harris administration. So I hope everybody, I know there's a lot of, well, I'm a traditionalist. I like to vote on Election Day. What if a hurricane comes on Election Day? What if you get in an accident the day before Election Day? Don't wait. The future of North Carolina, the future of the country is worth you getting out of your comfort zone, you filling out an absentee request, and you voting early. Do it for your country.
I never voted early until after November of 2 years ago.
Yes.
And because the day before the election, I ended up in the hospital for 8 days
right,
with
and
quadruple
missed-
bypass.
Missed
So,
voting.
and they would not let me out to go vote. Go figure.
And elections, folks need to realize they think about the millions of people who vote. There are congressional races that are going to be decided by a couple of hundred votes. Folks, this is a district with 800,000 people in it, decided by a couple of hundred votes. So do your part. Don't dismiss this comment about being a traditionalist. Be somebody who's concerned with the future of this nation and cast your ballot as soon as you possibly can. Because that gives the candidates the opportunity to go after those who haven't. We can't know how you voted, but we know if you voted. And if you vote early, that's one less vote that we have to go pursue at the interest of putting our resources on other ones.
There you go.
So help us, I say this, help us help you. Vote early, help people get out to the polls. The stakes are about as high as they have ever been. We cannot go down the path of a Harris-Walz vision of this country. It is just, if the voters know it, they will reject it. And it's on all of us to communicate what's at stake in November.
Well, your message is loud and clear. I got one more question, then Lee's got about a dozen probably.
No, I
She's
just
got
have one.
But I got one. I got a situation. One of our listeners sent me a message. She was born in Florida, was adopted in North Carolina. She has no birth certificate because once you're adopted, apparently it gets shredded. But the state of North Carolina had a certification of her adoption, but she can't get it. She's stuck. She has no passport. Can she get some help from your office?
If she's listening, or you can get a message,
I can get a message
we
to
can
her.
help. She needs to just go on the internet, look up Senator Tom Tillis, call our office. She can call our Raleigh office. They do a lot of this kind of work.
Good.
It's the kind of work we do every day. We'd be happy to either figure out if we can do it within federal purview or go to the state level entities and do our part to help her get it fixed.
Well, I think you've got options in both places. I think you can take care of that problem.
Yes.
But I mentioned your
I got
name
a
to
couple
her.
of buddies in Raleigh. Yeah, I'm happy to help.
Got it. Her name and number will be coming to you. No, I'm going to give her your name and number and your Raleigh office number.
Right.
All right.
Good.
Now that was easy. I told her it would be a fast fix.
Well,
Just
I
hang in there.
want, Senator, this is Lee. Good morning. I want you to say a word or two and help clear up the misconception that Project 2025 is all Trump's doing. We've had a couple listeners that we've pure argue with
little
on the
bugger.
radio here. I mean, I've tried to explain that's the Heritage Foundation who's written all this, but the Democrats are...
You got to be blunt. I believe, people sometimes say I'm a little direct or blunt. I like to think I'm unambiguous. The Project 2025 is from a think tank that can think all they want. It's not a part. It's interesting. If you want to know what President Trump's priorities are, read the RNC platform. That is what Republicans stand for and what we stand by. But it's always convenient to hear a Democrat or a liberal say, well, they support Project 25. I had a question about this at an event I spoke at yesterday. This specific thing, it's a classic liberal plot to try and shift attention away from what we stand for, which is the Republican Party National Convention platform that I attended and was ratified when we were in Milwaukee. But if you want to do that, whoever asked this question, I ask you this: would it be fair for me to say that all Democrats think that all cops are bastards because on the Democrat fundraising website, they've got a web page that says all cops are bastards, and if you run 13.12 miles, you can raise money so that we can make life miserable for cops who are bastards? So I asked that person who asked that question, is it fair for me to say because a Democrat, a national Democrat fundraising website called Act Blue has that on there? If you suggest that because some third party put out that platform and think that by definition Democrats or Republicans embrace it, then I have every right to say that every Democrat must stand for that. Now, does that make sense? And I hope that answers your question.
Thank you.
Well, that was about Lima, Charlie. Loud and clear.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what we said. We're trying to explain. It's a think tank, and it's their stuff.
Yeah.
And they've argued
God,
with
you know
us.
what? I told everybody back in the day, I worked at a management consulting firm. I was a partner of PricewaterhouseCoopers. We had what we called strategy people. They were thinkers. They were what we called bear hunters. They were not bear skinners. We are the bear skinners. We are the people that get elected and have to pass policies. We are the ones who have election certificates. We are the ones who state what our priorities are in connection with the party we represent. So I would tell everyone, stop playing the game and misleading people by thinking that's our agenda. Our agenda is the platform that was endorsed by and voted for by a majority of delegates in Milwaukee this year, and that is called the RNC, Republican Party National Platform.
Yep.
End of story.
Right. And I just had a listener ask, would like us to ask you what the status of the farm bill is.
I tell you, I am very disappointed in Senator Stabenow from Michigan. I really thought her signature event was going to be a farm bill that had farm stuff in it. And what's happened is that we're at an impasse. The House has made good progress on the farm bill. I am hoping that in the lame duck that we will pass a bill, and I'm hoping that the majority of the so-called farm bill is farm policy versus a vehicle for other things that may have merit. But folks, our farm, I'm right now in Wilmington. I'm going to be heading out this morning. This storm is going to wreak havoc. Everybody thinks, well, we dodged the bullet. I'm thinking about entire fields that are being flooded right now and crops that are going to be lost.
Yes.
This is a time when we have to step up and help our farmers. And so I hope that we ultimately get it done. I think something will pass. Whether or not it'll be as substantial as I hope that it would be, well, that remains to be seen.
Okay. Good response. And yeah, you're right. And be careful. You're driving back to Charlotte today?
I'm going to Raleigh, and then I may fly or drive. I don't know. We'll have to see what that looks like about 1 o'clock today.
I've got an extra boat.
Well,
again, what worries, and I said this in Wilmington yesterday, what worries me about this storm is that people think, well, it's just a rain event. I mean, we're talking inches and inches of rain and flash floods. 6 people have died since Debbie hit land in the panhandle of Florida. So we need to keep our guard up. Don't drive in deep water. Don't even think about driving in deep water. A lot of people get killed because they think they can get through, and then they lose their life or the lives of the loved one.
Yes.
So just be on your guard. It don't have to necessarily shelter in place if the emergency management doesn't say so, but do whatever emergency management tells you. There's a reason why they're doing that.
Yeah. Turn around, don't drown, please, please, and please.
Right.
All right, Senator, thank you, sir. Next time you're in the Wilmington area, we're 53 miles from where you are.
Well, it was great to talk to you 53 miles away by way of the UK.
Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully we won't have to do this in the future, and hopefully I will be able to get a number of
If you do this again, I'm going to make you speak until you get your phone repaired in a British accent for the entire interview.
Well, I think right now I could actually speak in a British accent. I'm going to say something like, "Good morning, Senator. How are you doing?"
Good morning, Senator. How are you doing?
How was that, Senator?
Not bad.
I thought you'd like it. I'll explain it to you one day. Appreciate it, sir. And thanks for the assistance.
Senator.
You guys take care.
Well, sanity does not run in our family. Let's take a break. You're live at local Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry, where we love to make you smile. Now proud to be working with Doctors Kim and Tommy Morgan, formerly Morgan Family Dentistry. The Jacksonville and Richlands Morgan offices of Lane & Associates Family Dentistry blends the latest technology with personal care and attention, so you have an amazing dental experience. The offices of Lane & Associates welcome all ages and accepts all major insurances, including military. Lane & Associates Family Dentistry has been serving the state of North Carolina for over 40 years, with 2 locations in Jacksonville, Richlands, and Maysville. Call for an appointment today at 877-LANE-DDS or online at lanedds.com. Welcome to Lane & Associates Family Dentistry. Mohawk All Pet Protection and Warranty is the only cover protection and warranty for all pets, all accidents, all the time. Because your pets are family members too. No matter how you live, we've got you covered. Soft, luxurious, smart strand forever clean carpet. Gorgeous, durable, Solidtech luxury vinyl tile. Mohawk has the ultimate floor for every room in your home that's suitable for all pets. For details, contact Watkins Floor Covering online at WatkinsNewFloor.com. Watkins Floor Covering, thanking you for voting them the best of the best for 2023 in the flooring covering and carpet cleaning category. Watkins Floor Covering, they're more than just floors. It's custom showers, custom tubs, carpet cleaning, backsplashes, bathrooms, commercial, retail, and home flooring too. Watkins Floor Covering, family owned and operated since 1997 with locations in Jacksonville and Surf City. Watkins Floor Covering. You stand on it, we stand behind it.
Attention property owners, are you fed up with bad tenants, undermarket, and late payments? At Fountain Management, we provide unrivaled levels of expertise and all the tools and services you need to make owning a rental property easy and profitable. Are you ready to talk about taking the management of your real estate investment to the next level? Well, contact us today. Fountain Management, 910-455-1609. We will make owning your rental property simple and rewarding.
When you need comforting, who do you call? An old friend, right? Jacksonville Heating Contractors services the heating and cooling needs of our area with dependable quality train systems, guaranteeing indoor comfort for your home or business. In addition to quality train systems, Jacksonville Heating Contractors offers 24-hour emergency service, NATE certified technicians, and over 50 years of experience and service you can trust. And with a Jacksonville Heating Contractor service agreement, you never pay retail for heating or cooling services and receive priority scheduling. Remember, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And in New Bern, you can call Trent Heating and Air Conditioning 252-633-2200. In Morehead City, Sea Air Heating and Cooling 252-247-1122. If you need service or repairs, just call an old friend. Jacksonville Heating Contractors, an independent train dealer. It's hard to stop a train. For deals on train systems and more, visit anoldfriend.com or call 910-347-2843.
Summer vacation season is here, and if your plans include hitting the road to do some traveling, then make sure to visit to Silent Service Center is on your to-do list. Travel safety starts with the tires on your vehicle. A trip to Silent Service Center will give you peace of mind, with the best value on all name brand tires, and the largest selection of used tires in the area. In addition to quality tires, Silent Service Center is a North Carolina inspection station and does complete brake service, oil changes and alignment service, and what is really nice is there's no long wait time. Silent Service Center knows you are busy and will have you back on the road in a hurry. Silent Service Center, 1707 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, and 108 West Main Street, Havelock. Phone 910-353-4760.
It's live and local real talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Well, we're still recovering from Senator Tillis.
Wow, is all I've got to say.
The rain forecast is brought to you by Community Prevention Services of Jacksonville. Looking back, as we get older, a common sentiment I've heard many times goes something like this, and I have said it many times. If I had known I was going to live this long, I would have taken a whole lot better care of myself. That generally goes to where I'm talking about physical issues. But that's not the only place it applies. It can also apply to our mental state. Whether you think mistakes you've made will haunt you for the rest of your life, maybe you just say, that's an excuse and I'm not going to take care of myself anymore. I'm just going to let it ride. You still got a lot of life ahead of you. Don't do that. Is there anyone who can truthfully say that they don't have any regrets about how they've handled less than perhaps desirable circumstances that plague them? It really doesn't matter. Those days, those circumstances, they're in your rearview mirror. They don't exist anymore. What you do today into the future is the only thing that counts. I know about it. You've dealt with it seemingly forever. That doesn't mean anything. If you want a better life and you're ready to seek some help, this will be the first day of the rest of your life. Let bygones be bygones right up front. Give the great guys at Community Prevention Services an opportunity to help you move forward. With your help, they can work up a treatment plan that you can use to jumpstart your future. Don't wait any longer. If you realize there is an issue and you don't think you can resolve it yourself, not by disguising it, by the way, don't disguise it, then just give them a call. Community Prevention Services at 910-353-0972. You'll be glad you did, as will your family, your colleagues, and your friends. Offshore today, tropical storm conditions are possible. I'm going to modify that. Tropical storm conditions are likely. Southeasterly winds 25 to 30 knots with gusts up to 40 knots. Seas 10 to 12 feet. Sounds and rivers very rough. Friday, southerly winds 25 to 30, gust up to 30, gusts up to 40. Seas 8 to 10 feet on Friday. This thing's going to leave a lot of stuff in its wake. Sounds and rivers very rough.
8 to 10 feet, you said?
On Friday.
Oh, okay. Today, showers and thunderstorms. Some of the storms could produce heavy rainfall, high near 83. Tonight, showers and possibly a thunderstorm with some of the storms producing heavy rainfall with a low around 76. Thursday, showers and thunderstorms with some of the storms producing heavy rainfall with a high near 82. Friday, showers and possibly a thunderstorm, cloudy with a high near 84. And we have one of our listeners who sent a message that the Bogue Pier has unlocked the gates and is free parking all day today.
Unlock the gates, that means for parking lot.
Yes,
not to go out on the pier.
They'll be open to 4, and he said he believed it would be that way the rest of the week through Saturday. So.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean that they're encouraging you to go out on the pier to go fishing today, right?
Well, if you want to go out in a pier and go fishing, that's a dedicated fisherman.
You assume all the risk yourself.
Well, I was looking at Surf Camp Surf City, and ocean looks a little rough, but it didn't look bad at all. Not right now, but that doesn't mean it's going to get better.
Yeah. When you got 8 to 10 footers offshore, that's going to come on. Some of that's going to make its way to land.
And
Just
we
be
will,
careful.
Yeah, we will get some storm surge. You know, like you said, it'll mostly just be erosion.
Yeah,
We're
right
thinking
here
right
on
now
the beach
anyway.
itself, it's going to be mostly an erosion event.
Right.
Okay, back. Peter.
Peter.
Interesting conversation there this morning, huh? I'm sure the senator's saying, how did he get that accent all of a sudden?
I need to see him a fruit basket or something.
Yeah, anyway. Okay, thanks for jumping in there and participating in that.
Yeah, I got so lost in it, though, because we were talking about, and I think you had already cleared it up with Rayford, about increase in your premiums next year.
Yeah, I think some of the premiums will be increased, but there are plans that have $0 premiums, and those you're probably not going to see those go up. They'll put the co-pays or the maximum and the maximum out of pockets up rather than a $0 premium. And what we'll see is increases in prices and larger maximum out of pocket, basically.
So with some of these Advantage plans, I'm finding out right now that if like say it's part of your plan where you can get a home health care checkup once a year, do you have to participate in that?
You don't have to participate. That choice is up to you. I have done it a couple of times, and one was I had somebody come to the house, and the other I did it over the phone, and they just asked some questions. But the lady that came to the house actually found out, I think my blood pressure was pretty high, so and I wasn't aware of it. So,
how did she do that over the phone?
No, that was the second time. The first time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The one over the phone said, "Do you have a blood pressure monitor?" To which I said yes. So she asked me to put it on and check it also.
Why did she bring one with her?
the one that did it over the phone said, "Do you have one with you?"
I'm still trying to get over Senator Tillis.
Now my primary care set me up about a year ago or so with a scale. Suddenly I got a scale, check my weight into me, and also got a blood pressure cup. And it turns out that what these two devices do when I stand on it, as soon as I get off that scale, it sends to a portal in Oregon my weight and the time and the date. Same thing with the blood pressure cup. As soon as I get through with that sucker, it goes there. My primary caregiver gets that as well. And then I can look at it at any time, including the history. I generally, before I go here, I print it out. So here it is. Here's what it was. And I also do the today's weight because I hate to get all my clothes off in front of those people to take my weight.
Yeah, that's good. I manually keep track of my weight on an app, and I have for 10 years. And it looks like a sawtooth blade between 170 and 190. And I
haven't heard that much anymore. Mine will go 2 or 3 pounds. I say, yeah, I know why that was, because I was in tater chips last night.
Yes.
I did not know 3 ounces of potato chips could put on 4 pounds, though. I don't know how that works.
Well, can you, like, when you get on the scales to transmit your weight, like get Robbie to stand on there instead? Or somebody else?
Well, you can do whatever you want, but that doesn't do you any good. Oh, Lord have mercy. Yeah, if you're trying to fool the system, there are many ways to do that. I mean, it's kind of like going to the butcher and, you put your thumb underneath the scale to hold it up.
But those scale things are helpful in some, in some instances for people. So where they send the results over.
They can ask me, has your weight varied anyway? My memory ain't what it used to be. So this gives me something in writing. I can log onto it at any time and see whether it's up and down and what time and all that sort of good stuff. So they get to make that evaluation. I don't do any of that. I just provide them the information.
Well, last year I found out, because you mentioned blood pressure, I found out just how important taking your blood pressure medicines are. Because I forgot to take them with me, and I went away for 4 days. And when I woke up on one morning, I had double vision. And what I got was palsy of the fourth something nerve in my brain, and it had absolutely put my right eye out of whack with the left eye. So if I was trying to drive, I either had to close one eye or put my head over like this so I could align. So my head was right over to the side, so I could line the two images up. And it was like, it took about 8 weeks to recover. So it made me realize if you got high blood pressure, keep it under control. Keep it under control. And make sure you take your blood pressure medication.
Right, your blood pressure?
No, my heart rate. I must be relaxed. I got over the fright from Senator Tillis.
Yeah, no. All right, let's take a quick break. You're live on Local Real Talk, 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME. If you've got a question you'd like us to ask, go ahead and send it to Lee right now. Her email address is leecbarrows@gmail.com, or you can send it to our Facebook Messenger, and we'll ask Peter Wright when we come back. You're live on Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME.
Looking for a job? Full-time? Part-time? Il Cigno Italiano Restaurant wants you. We're currently hiring for hostesses, servers, bartenders, and dishwashers. Il Cigno Italiano is a family-owned, fast-paced restaurant that offers the best in fine dining on the Crystal Coast. If you're hardworking, reliable, professional, and have a desire to always strive for better, we want to talk to you. Make great money and be a part of an outstanding, dedicated team. Il Cigno Italiano on West Corbett Avenue in Swansboro.
Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro can save you money on your automobile insurance with new options that are available now. Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro goes the extra mile to make sure you are in good hands, like helping you customize your auto, home, and windstorm coverage with their Write Your Own Home policy. Yes, save even more when you bundle your home, auto, boat, motorcycle, and even your golf cart. Remember, if it rolls or floats, call Tammy for a quote. You and everything you own are in good hands with Tammy Fry Allstate Swansboro. Save more money on your automobile insurance today with Tammy Fry Allstate. Phone 910-326-5383 today. Tammy Fry Allstate, 638 West Corbett Avenue in the friendly city by the sea, Swansboro.
If you plan to rebuild, remodel, repair, or do cottage or home improvements, Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City, should be your first stop. Williams Hardware carries power tools and equipment, chains and fasteners, plumbing and electrical supplies, along with Gerber, Buck, and Case knives. Williams Hardware is your helpful, handy hardware store. Williams Hardware cuts glass to size and cuts and threads pipe. When the chores are done and the cleanup is finished, light up that Wilmington grill from Williams Hardware. Williams Hardware, 3011B Bridges Street, Morris City. Open Monday through Saturday from 7:30 till 6 p.m. and Sundays for your convenience, noon till 5. Phone Williams Hardware, 252-726-7158. Hello, shoppers. Take advantage of the following specials and many, many more at your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville, on your way to and from the beach. How about half-cut boneless ribeye loin, just $9.99 a pound, great for the grill. Whole fresh picnic, just $1.59 a pound. Whole top sirloin is only $4.59 a pound. How about baby back pork ribs, just $2.49 a pound. And you get a 20-pound box of fried drumsticks for just $15.99. And remember, the beef and pork is cut fresh every day by the butchers at the Maysville Piggly Wiggly, and they use only the finest of certified Angus beef and Sanderson's Farm chicken. Urban Produce, sweet and juicy Eastern peaches, just 99 cents a pound. Sweet and tasty organic red or white seedless grapes are only $2.49 a pound. How about extra large slicing tomatoes? You get a 3-count package for just $2.49. Sweet, genuine Vidalia onions are only $1.29 a pound, and juicy whole seedless watermelons, just $4.99 each. That's your locally owned and operated Piggly Wiggly store, where good things cost less. Down home, down the street, Main Street in Maysville. And you get 3 6-packs of Pepsi or Mountain Dew for just $11. Remember, say big with the pig.
If you are looking to purchase a pre-owned car, truck, or SUV without the high pressure, Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, may be the dealership for you. At Onslow County Motor Company, they want to help you buy a car, truck, or SUV, not just sell you one. Buying a car, truck, or SUV should be enjoyable, and the folks at Onslow County Motor Company will do their best in making your car buying experience fun and relaxed. Check out their inventory online at ocmc.us or visit them at 1639 Lejeune Boulevard. All vehicles are hand-selected, and a standard warranty comes with most vehicles, with extended warranties available, and Carfax is free. Stop by and visit Ben, Brandon, Travis, or Terry. They will gladly answer all your questions about a particular model. Financing? Well, Zeke will finance most anybody. Great selection, great people. Onslow County Motor Company, 1639 Lejeune Boulevard, Jacksonville, where customers send their friends.
Call today, 910-355-7066.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
We're back. And anybody been up I-40 today, send us a text message or whatever. Let me know what's going on up there. I got somebody that's going to be driving from here to Greensboro, maybe, if I let her leave. So this morning, or later on today. I know they had flood watches and flood warnings along I-40 with ponding water last night. So we got to take a look at that.
Yes.
And that was in Duplin County, I think, Duplin and parts of Pender County.
I think the worst of the bands are supposed to come in late this afternoon.
Well, yesterday was a pretty bad band.
Yes. Yeah, there was a couple bands because I got caught one in Wilmington.
Mm-hmm. I had one here that, like I say, I couldn't see coming across the bridge.
Just missed that one.
Hey, my Lord, that was a...
But there was ponding on the roadways, and what amazes me, there was a car carrier that he was in the right lane. We were in the left because we were trying to stay away from him, that kept swerving into the left lane to avoid hitting the back end of the cars turning right. I mean, I'm like, dude, don't you know it's raining out here and there's water all over the road? And he just, he insisted on pushing the speed too. And I'm like,
well, sometimes, and it's bad because where they go, they got these timelines to be there. And sometimes, people don't care how.
Well, he has
how
some new
you have to get
vehicles on
there.
that truck now. Let me tell you, he had a pretty powder blue Hummer. I hope it made it.
No, if not, he could drive without it. Okay, Peter's still with us in here.
Yes.
We had any questions? Anybody ask him yet? Nothing. So we're good to go there. Peter, the expenses, we're all looking at increased expenses. We all know the inflation rate has gone up. We all know it's costing us more. Is there any, the insurance providers in Medicare, for instance, have they taken into any consideration about the, with all the cost of living and everything else is increasing? I don't know how they would, but because a lot of folks are on fixed income, period. Bottom line, they ain't got no more coming in. They're no raises.
But if there's less funding for them too, they've got to try to make ends meet as well.
Mhm.
So it's
But I don't
it's
know-
a balance in a way, but that's why they're sort of, I think, trying to produce some other types of plans. You've also got the supplement plans, but they're also going up in cost because of inflation and lingering effects of COVID.
Sure.
So that's,
Well, I can see a lot of folks deciding, but I don't really need to see my doctor every 3 months. Instead, I'll wait every 6 months, or maybe I'll just make it once a year.
I think there's maybe
That can be dangerous.
another way too. If we see, for instance, things like I said co-pays going up. If we see the hospital, costs for a hospital stay going up, then maybe taking full indemnity insurance that I mentioned in the past could be very beneficial. It quite surprised me. I've been getting physical therapy for my plantar fasciitis in my left foot. The last, I went for eight sessions, and my copay for physical therapy is $10, but I can actually claim $50 per session. So I'm being paid $40 per session to have physical therapy on my foot.
Maybe I need to
I
do
thought,
that.
wow, but this is actually paying my premium, because it's about $50 a month for, if I take 8 sessions away, that's $320 profit I've made over 8 sessions.
Wow.
Thinking, well, that's 6 months, over 6 months of my premium. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad. I would imagine some of those things will change for you there. You don't know yet.
You mean in terms of the...
Yeah, some of the benefits like that, paying you $50 for $10 copay.
No, I think that will remain the same.
Really?
Yeah, that's not going... the hospital indemnity plan, because that would still be something you would claim for.
I'm still amazed that insurance companies, Medicare, whatever, they do not acknowledge or see or figure that maybe the cost of a massage once a month or once every 2 weeks or something like that would be preventative and keep you from having to see a doctor for treatment of pains and agony and drug prescriptions and all that sort of good stuff. I've never understood why they have not seen the benefit of that.
I agree.
Some companies do, not about massages, but
chiropractic care.
You can get chiropractic care
that's two
and you
different
can
things.
get acupuncture.
Yeah.
And not just for your lower back, but for all over your body. So there's one company in one carrier in the Raleigh area that provides that. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, the massage thing will relax and ease tensions. And I think every time I've gone, which I can't afford to go very often because they're expensive, but whenever you get somebody that's good and they can actually make you feel better all over, require less pain medication, require less everything.
Massage is really good. I've got my right elbow, which is really sore, and my wife often massages the one muscle for me. It makes a tremendous difference.
My wife does the same thing, and I got this little, I guess I've got it upstairs right now, a little thumper device that works that she uses for it. And it makes a lot of difference.
Yeah.
Because that arthritis stuff is literally a pain.
Yeah. And on my plantar fasciitis, a lot of getting that right was deep tissue massage of my foot.
You might want to talk to your doctor too about the shoes that you're wearing, because I did that 6 weeks ago, and 6 weeks ago, and I've had 3 sessions. First thing he did, got me some shoes, or made me get some shoes. They're over-the-counter shoes. You just got to get them in the right place. They're $130 or something, but that's okay. I mean, you pay that much for a pair of flip-flops, don't you? Some women do anyway.
Well,
but
been known to pay.
But $130 and then an insert. So thing. I'll tell you what. By the time I went to him 3 weeks later, down 50% on the pain. I went to him this last time, because he gave me something else, or told me something else to use, a cream over the counter, made for arthritis. Pain is down to 10%. I'm walking without pain.
Nice.
Finally.
Very good.
I climbed all over my boat yesterday, up and down the ladder, which is about 4 feet off the deck when the boats pull out of the water.
Very nice.
I don't have those kinds of issues. So, well, insurance companies need to get with the program. They could save themselves a lot of money and save their clients a lot of money. Might not make the doctors feel better, but the drug companies won't like it.
Been a while since I've had a massage, but my favorite chiropractor that I go to, they do offer those, and my insurance covers them.
Yeah, no, mine doesn't.
But mine does, and I'll tell you what, it's nice. It's hard to get one nowadays, though.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll wrap up and find out some closing things here about what can be done, what we need to look out for, and where you can reach Peter, because you can actually talk to him now, but not about specifics with the plans for the future. You're live on Local Real Talk, Freedom 97.1, 1120 AM, WSME.
WSME. For 40 years now, people throughout Jacksonville and Onslow County have trusted Barnes Diamond Gallery for all their jewelry needs for every special occasion. They understand that every day is a special event for someone, whether celebrating a wedding, anniversary, birthday, engagement, or graduation. Let Barnes Diamond Gallery custom design something for you. Barnes Diamond Gallery does on-site repair in addition to their quality and selection of diamonds, diamond fashion bands, pendants, watches, earrings, gemstone rings, and necklaces for anyone for any occasion. Major credit cards accepted. Layaway available. Barnes Diamond Gallery offers appraisals and pay top market prices for gold and silver. Barnes Diamond Gallery, 461 Western Boulevard, Suite 120, Jacksonville, open 9:30 to 5:30, Monday through Friday. The best deal for the grill is at Jones LP Gas and Oil Company each Friday. Every Friday from 8 a.m. till closing at 5, Jones LP Gas and Oil Company will fill your 20-pound LP gas grill cylinder for only $11. You heard that right. Each Friday till closing, you can have your 20-pound LP gas cylinder filled for only $11 at Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 Wilmington Highway in heart of Verona. In addition to saving money on your LP gas for the grill, Jones Gas and Oil is your full-service gas and oil company serving residential, commercial, and agricultural gas and oil needs, as well as gas appliances, LP replacement, parts, fill cylinders, and tankless water heaters, and they offer a 10% military discount on installation. Remember to get that cylinder filled every Friday until closing for only $11. Jones Gas and Oil Company, 3881 the Old Wilmington Highway, Verona. Phone 910-346-6384.
Mills International Incorporated, your local Cub Cadet dealer, is ready for summer. And you should be too, with the Cub Cadet Ultima Series. Come today and see how these zero-turn mowers have stepped up control, with traditional lap to a familiar steering wheel experience. Four-wheel control provides precision, maneuverability, and stability on a variety of terrains, including hills up to 20 degrees. Adjustable automotive-inspired high back seat lets you comfortably cut at your maximum speed, while a heavy-duty mowing deck powers your yard for a premium cut. Combine steering wheel control with premium features of the Cub Cadet Ultima Series, and you get a zero-turn mower ready to unlock the possibilities of your lawn. Head to your local Cub Cadet dealer, Mills International Incorporated, at 801 South Queen Street, Kinston, for exceptional offers, expert advice, and a superior service.
Have you gotten your copy of Topsail Times newspaper this week? If not, did you know that Topsail Times is Topsail area's only local newspaper in print? Started a little over a year ago, we now have over 1,500 online subscribers and 5,000 printed copies that go out every 2 weeks. And we never charge our readers. Information should be free to our readers, and we stick by that. Looking for an idea for date night? Want to learn some local history? How about asking a veterinarian about your pet? These things and more are available in each copy of the Topsail Times newspaper. Want to get the word out about your business? We offer great rates for full color ads, and the online paper version is always included for free. Need help designing the perfect ad? We can do that too. We're always looking for human interest stories, so start writing. And we love local photos too. Check out our website at topsailtimes.net, where you can find out where to pick up a copy or check out our latest publication online.
Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing specializes in residential and commercial interior and exterior painting. In fact, they paint most anything except cars, including homes, businesses, apartment complexes, decks, and they do minor repairs, wood repairs, pressure washing, waterproofing, and more, including storm repair and cleanup. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing, fully licensed, insured, and locally owned and operated by Roger Carroll Jr. References available and customer satisfaction is always guaranteed. So if you want to painted, maintained, power washed, or need a new roof, call Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, and Power Washing at 910-939-0749 or visit southerntouchpaintingnc.com. Southern Touch Painting, Maintenance, Power Washing, and Roofing salutes our troops and is proud to be part of the continued growth of Onslow and surrounding counties.
If you're looking for a home, or perhaps you want to sell your house, why would you not pick a realtor that knows Eastern North Carolina? Candy Brown Thompson has lived her entire life in this area and knows the territory like the back of her hand. She's a realtor with Century 21 Champion in Jacksonville and is known as a professional that will do everything possible to find the right home to meet your needs. It matters not whether you're looking for a small starter home or you're ready for a larger home. Candy will stick her neck out and check out homes throughout the eastern part of the state. She's known to look high and low and show you as many houses as you want until you have found the perfect house you can turn into a home. Throughout the process, she'll treat you with grace, kindness, and integrity, and you'll love her sense of humor. For a realtor dedicated to her clients, give Candy Brown Thompson of Century 21 Champion a call at 910-787-5600. That's 910-787-5600.
It's live and local. Real Talk on Freedom 97.1 WSME.
Okay, we're back, and we're talking with Peter off mic here. Peter, you're able to give advice, and your advice doesn't cost anything when people come to see you, right?
That's right. Yeah, the insurance companies pay me a small fee for each person I help sign up. Mm-hmm. So there's no charge to anybody that comes to speak to me. So yeah, it's an advantage to you because you get to speak to somebody who's licensed with all the carriers. So I can help you choose the plan that's right for you, not the one that I want you to take, but the one that suits you the best.
Yeah. Well, I like that, and I like plans like that. I don't want somebody to saddle me into something that, well, this is all that we offer. No. Yeah. I'll shop somewhere else. Mm-hmm. It'd be kind of like going to the grocery store and you find one brand. No, we're all different. We all have different needs and wants. Yeah. I have needs, but I have lots of wants, and my wants are not necessarily what you're providing. Not you, but the grocery stores. Yeah. So I have to shop where I need to go.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, folks, you want to do that, you might want to make a note here. And Peter, your number is?
It is 252-675-4488. That's 252-675-4488.
Okay, and Peter's going to be joining us. It's been once a month here since, March or April or whenever it was. Yeah, but you're going to be a couple times a month in next month, September. And then weekly in October when the stuff really kicks off.
That's right. Yeah.
And you guys need to be paying attention when he's in here because he's going to have some of the latest information that can be gotten. You can read about this stuff online, and if you read about it on social media, shame on you. We had that chat on ham radio last night, by the way, at the network.
Yeah.
Don't pay a lot of attention to all the garbage that you read, National Enquirer type of stuff. Forget about it. Go to the horse's mouth, and Peter's going to be the one to have that information. He gets it from all sources. It's not that it's just his opinion. He gets all this stuff from all of the insurance companies, and that way he can let you know, and you can help him decide what you should have.
Yeah, I'm going to a conference at the end of this month where all the companies will be presenting. So I got a lot of information from
That's
there too.
even better.
Yeah.
So prepare that. And if you want to go ahead and call him to set up an appointment for the future, because you already got people, they won't know anything. You won't have anything firm until sometime in October, right? Early October?
From the 1st of October, we can talk about the plans in detail. And until that date, we're not allowed to.
Now, you'll think that October will be here and you've still got 2 or 3 months before the end of the changeover period or sign-up period. That's not necessarily true. You need to get in line, because the longer you wait, the further down the line you're going to be, and it's going to have to be a rush on your part, and you don't want that.
And particularly this year, because there are so many changes. And so we reckon that 45 to 70% of people will be checking our plans this year, compared to the normal 15%. So that's going to mean that agents are going to be, at least 4 times busier than they are on normal years. And they're saying to us, look, it's going to be really hard for you if you've got books of more than 300 people or so. So that's why I say, get in touch with me early, 1st of October. You really need to set up appointments. I will be in the Walmart, I think. It's not, I haven't signed the contract yet, but we should get that next
So
week.
you can have one-on-one with them there.
Yeah, that will be for 3 or 4 days. I'm going to spend a fair bit of time visiting people too. I found that to be quite productive last year. So
No interruptions that way.
well, it means I can get to see people that don't normally come to Walmart. I get to see all of them too, and I've got a lot of leads already. I've already got 120 people that want me to reach out to them in October.
Okay, well, I know at least one wants that for me, and 2 more too. So we will be chatting with you. My wife and I will certainly be chatting with you. She's the brains in the family for insurance, not me. But we will do that. We will go through all of that sort of good stuff. So, folks, I'm gonna caution you one thing though. If you haven't made a call to an insurance company, if you haven't reached out to Peter to get him to call you back or whatever, and you're just getting solicitations over the phone, I would just say no right up front. Go see somebody in person first. Now, if you have signed up somewhere for something free on the internet, it's not free. You're going to pay for it by answering the phone a lot, because when they ask you for your phone number, I got that yesterday. Hey, we've got this free thing for you. Just sign here and do this. And I got down to the very end of it, and it had more in my address and my telephone number. Well, I bailed out right then, immediately. But they've already got your email at that time that you tried, that you didn't send an email, but you logged onto their process. They have a way of tracking you. You heard Senator Tillis tell me this morning that I had a UK telephone number.
Yeah.
There are people who can do that. I've done the same thing. I'm not going to lie to you, but I can do things like that too. So that's the way it works.
So be careful who you give your phone number to.
Absolutely.
because,
Lie.
I mean, that's why I come across a lot of people that get 40 phone calls a day from about Medicare, which they don't want.
People have tried that with me, and they generally get fed up with my response very quickly. Peter, thank you. We will see you early next month, and you'll have some information about this conference at that time too, right?
If I can talk, I'll be able to talk
As
about
much as
some
you
of it.
can.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, sounds good.
Okay.
Have a good rest of your week. Stay dry. Be careful on the roads. And y'all do the same thing. And we will see you bright and early tomorrow morning. We've got, it's going to be Miller time tomorrow. No, not that kind. The kind that's going to talk about sports. You're live and local. Real Talk Freedom 97.1, 1120 a.m. WSME. 10 o'clock, another dose of the Daily D's. At 3 o'clock, it's our good friend, Chris Hollywood Man, in the house. And right now, it's Fox News time. See you in the morning.
WSME, Camp Lejeune, W246CJ, Jacksonville.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. Vice President Harris and Minnesota Governor Tim Walz campaigned together in 6 more cities this week, a swing state blitz that started in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and Governor Walz's introduction as running mate.
Violent crime was up under Donald Trump.